Welcome, Amar. Great to have you in this top secret location in Hillingdon. How long have you lived here, by the way?
So I've been in the borough for 40 years now.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, so I schooled here, junior school and primary school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before we go into kind of what you do, I'd like to just surprise you. I'll ask you one fun fact about yourself, something that's quite unusual that people might not know, even if they know you as a person from school days, maybe.
Right, good question.
Nothing too embarrassing.
No. I love music.
Oh, right, okay.
I used to sing.
Oh, wow.
Many moons ago.
Yeah, what
Not
kind of
anymore.
music?
It was old Bollywood stuff.
Oh my gosh, wow.
But not anymore.
Won't ask you for an audition then, yeah?
Not today.
That is amazing, yeah. And I know you've got lots of roles, so I just want to kind of ask you about them, maybe just in a sentence or two on each of them, but you founded a care company, and obviously then you've also set up this charity on mental health, yes, and someone to talk to. And then also now you're the head honcho at the Chamber of Commerce. But just in a nutshell, what kind of things are you involved with each of those, really? Yeah.
I mean, I've been in health and social care for about 2 decades.
Okay.
So I was running, a care company for quite some time. And that was to give back to underprivileged young people between the ages of 16 and 21. Someone to talk to was a very different beast that was there to help people that were struggling. Struggling in the workplace. It took a good few years to build something that was a good value proposition for employers and for employees, and really understand that there can always be a safe space for everyone in everything they do.
Yeah.
And then I, on top of that, have also been working as a trustee for Home Start Hillingdon.
Oh, yes, yeah.
For the last 2 years, and that's been a really exciting time as well. Working with a charity.
It's a brilliant charity as well.
Doing some fantastic work, and growing in its strength, growing in its capacity, and adding value as much as you can. And that kind of it kind of weaves everything that I do. It's adding value, giving back, and then I'm blessed with this opportunity with the Chamber.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to help people in their own lives, but now to help businesses as well as the community. Absolute privilege.
Yeah, definitely.
It's one of those roles where you don't fully appreciate how important that role is until you see the changes you can make. And that's been the thing, one of the biggest things for me.
Yeah. And I think you've taken to it well in terms of it feels a real natural fit from what I knew from before as well.
Yeah.
Before we talk about the Chamber, even just with all of those roles, how is balancing your own life basically with all of these things, personal time, family, how are you doing that well?
That's tough. It's tough. 2 kids, wife, parents as well.
Yeah.
But I think it's understanding priorities at the time. As much as you try to do everything, you've got to remember you can't do everything.
Yeah.
And carving out time for personal space, for even time alone sometimes, to go to Court Park, go for a quiet walk. But understanding that, make your priorities, work with them, but give them your all. But then we're blessed. I'm blessed in doing things that I truly enjoy.
Love,
so even though it's work, it doesn't always feel like a job.
Sure.
Because it's passion-led. And that really, really helps.
Yeah. But I still imagine evenings you're still busy doing that kind of stuff. How do you actually switch off from it's something that you love doing anyway? Yeah.
Well, digital detox is key, right? Phone goes to one side, laptop stays shut.
That's great.
And you walk through the door, you prioritize the family, the kids especially. Now and again, you fall into that trap where you pick up the phone, but then you've got to again prioritize. If you're at home, you've got to give home a priority. Once the kids are to bed and the house is a bit quieter, then you can go back online and carry on. But again, knowing that your health has to be right, physically, emotionally, mentally. You've got to give it your all. You've got to be 100%.
No, that's really, really sage advice. Yeah, I think a lot of us as self-employed business owners just struggle with that, isn't it? The work-life balance, and I kind of argue that you can't really have a balanced life. You're always having to counterbalance and always juggle and see where you've need to constantly adjust your boundaries as well,
I think it's important to keep reviewing it as well, because as time changes, you need to adapt and pivot as well. So there are going to be times where you can prioritize home, and there's other times where you need to prioritize work. And understanding that you can't just keep working with your foot to the floor constantly. especially at seasonal times. Like now, it is a priority. Family is important. They are your backbone. Meeting up with friends are just as important.
Yeah.
But then your work is still there as well.
Yeah.
So it's getting that balance.
Yeah,
I think is so important.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah. And then going on to the chamber, I think, I'm a big advocate of the chamber. I really try and push people to join as well. And I feel like, for me, I've been in there maybe three and a bit years. I've exhibited at the Expo the last 3 years. But I feel like the events have got better as the years have gone. And probably as well, a lot to do with friendship, because we built friendships. I've built a lot of strong friendships within the chamber, and that's what, for me, it feels like, just meeting up, supporting each other, and doing it because you really are friends and connected with people, which is a great thing. But what have you seen in the time that you've been in the chamber before as a member and now leading?
I think as a member, I've always also, like you, felt that the chamber was good. It was beneficial. As an entrepreneur, I was utilizing the connections and the opportunities to meet people. But I also felt that the chamber could do other things to help me as an SME owner through my journey. And I think given the opportunity now as chief exec, I'm able to make those changes. So it's for me, it's creating a community, so a safe space, especially for entrepreneurs, because we have a lot of ideas. And you want to sometimes bounce those ideas off like-minded people who can look at the idea first and then see how it can work. And I think that's one of the biggest things, is creating a safe community, a safe space, a lot of support in what they're doing and what we're doing generally, and then the vision. That's the key thing for any entrepreneur. We have big visions. And now that the chamber can start to share its vision, its direction, and align that with SME owners, micro entrepreneurs, the larger corporates. They're all intertwined, but they just got different needs at different times. So now to make a chamber that can pivot, can adapt, but they can add value through the whole journey, that's one of the biggest things I've found.
And you mentioned about micro entrepreneurs. I mean, for me, it's kind of the difference between a small business succeeding and not really, because we know what the kind of failure rates of small business is very, very high. And so, I think it's pivotal for companies like that to really go through the incubation period, like you do the growth program and that kind of thing. But what about small businesses that are kind of doing quite well as it is, and they almost might feel that they don't need the chamber because they're on an upward trajectory? What would you say why they should join?
Well, I think the biggest thing is understanding why your business is going in the direction it is. Sometimes it can be luck, sometimes it can be timing. But the key thing is when you review your business, you understand where your shortfalls are. So you may be doing really well, the trajectory is good, but it could be better. Or through a network, it can expand a lot quicker. So organic growth is great, and it's how a business generally will grow. But if you can expedite it through the network, through the support, and through opportunities. So, a prime example is supply chain. There are a lot of organizations in the borough that are doing amazing work, but they can't tap into the larger supply chain network. And that's where the chamber comes into its own. Definitely. Access to the larger stakeholders in the borough, the local authority themselves, and really opening those conversations, because you could have a great business, but when you're trying to present it in a certain dynamic, it doesn't quite fit the mold. So to educate businesses on how to adapt what they're presenting to the need is really, really crucial. And that you can't get without the knowledge and the insight, right?
No, I think all of that's really good. I love the idea of, just bringing the small businesses and the larger employers together, and just to integrate the supply chain more and more. And I know that's going to be one of the things you want to do more, yes?
Absolutely. And I think it's key. The timing is great, because we've obviously had the Procurement Act kick in, which has created a lot more transparency for SME owners and small businesses to trade with the larger organizations. The problem sits with people don't understand the Act and the simplicity or complexity of it. And that's what we're going to, again, help with as well. So we're bringing in people that can really break that down for us, sector related, to really open those doors and have those conversations going. We can, create the event, create the space, create the opportunity, but it's down to the entrepreneur to deliver
to do it,
on the day. So for me, there's always these conversations about, knowing your 30-second elevator pitch, know your product, know what you're selling. I as entrepreneurs, we sort of, well, when people ask us what we do, we ugh,
Yeah, you
everything.
just speed it all
Yeah.
together,
So you need to be a bit more laser focused.
yeah,
You know,
succinct with your pitch. Yeah.
absolutely. Understand who you're pitching to, what part of your business you need to pitch or you want to pitch, and get it right.
That's great
You know,
advice,
those 30 seconds are valuable.
Yeah, that's really great advice. And I guess then, for you, success as a CEO would be things like that. Was there any other things that you think over time that you definitely would want to judge how well you've done yourself, maybe based on?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of simple metrics that we've got to work with. So membership growth is obviously key for the stability of the chamber, but then also the collaborations.
Yeah.
So we're prioritizing firstly each sector in its own right. So we're going to elevate sort of and give exposure to certain sectors and help them stabilize, collaborate, and work together. And then we're looking at cross-sector collaboration as well.
Yeah.
So we have, last week we had a charity and a football, our indoor football guys collaborate, do a whole day tournament for charity. Yeah. And that's great because, they met at the House of Commons at the winter reception. Yeah. And from that, within 3 weeks, they were collaborating.
Amazing, yeah.
Which is exactly the driver for the chamber.
Yeah,
it's one of the key things that I want is people to work together.
Yeah.
And help each other, right?
Yeah. And you mentioned that indoor football. We're looking to get them on the podcast as well, so I look forward to that as well.
Yeah.
No, all of that sounds really good. We could talk so much more about the chamber anyway, but I think just people can check out your stuff on the website as well.
100%.
And I really recommend it to people.
Thank you.
And have got people that have come on board as a result. Probably just something outside of all of this as well. Like, you're a passionate, like as myself, about Hillingdon Borough and all the things that it has, within the borough, recreational facilities and businesses. But is there one particular, maybe a favourite place within Hillingdon? It could be a restaurant, it could be a park, whatever it is. There's somewhere that's like kind of something that's got a bit more affection for you that you love, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a difficult one because I've been around so long.
I know, yeah.
And then I've got obviously younger children and older parents as well. So we've got little sweet spots across the borough.
Yeah.
What's particularly nice is the woodland on Royal Lane. It's a great little mini forest.
Yeah.
Great place to escape.
Yeah.
You never realise you're in Hillingdon at that point.
Yeah, very quiet. Yeah.
But we're blessed in the borough. We've got so many open green spaces anyway.
Yeah.
We can go in any direction and literally lose ourselves in that space, which is amazing. And Hillingdon is, for me, it's a very, very important location. Like I said, I've been there 40 years. And it's grown in its own capacity as a centre point. Locations are spot on, or access to road and travel and all that kind of stuff is great. But all parts of the borough, funnily enough, I mean, there's obviously parts in Harefield, which are really, really nice.
Yeah.
And so
trying to be politically correct here, cover them all the areas of it.
But that's the beauty of the borough.
Yeah, I agree.
It really, really is.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of culture, a lot of diversity, a lot of opportunities. And it's interesting for me now because I'm in that sort of mid space between where my children are looking for things to do activity-wise, and then my parents are needing support. And to see both are being catered for.
Awesome. Yeah.
We know that the borough is doing something amazing.
Yeah.
And now going forward, the plans that they have, and the investment that potentially will come into the borough, there's more and more opportunities.
Yeah. Well, you said it yourself. It's a great place to live and lots of opportunities. And I agree. I've only been here 3.5 years so far, and I love living here as well. But thanks for all your insights today, Amir. Appreciate it, yeah?
My pleasure,
All right,
brother.
take care, yeah?
No worries.
Cheers.
Thank you.